doctors and even scientists. Haha, kidding. Best mother protects children in all aspects. Please rest assured that they will supervise the children's regular rest and study. Educate children to be outstanding. But make sure your children stay obedient. Sometimes due to system failure, they will become backbone.
Then, according to the mother, the sound of a door opening can be heard in the home office. Unfortunately, the camera didn't capture it. Later, the younger sister says she saw a tall, shadowy figure inside the parents' bedroom. She was terrified and ran to her sister's room. The older sister confirmed her story. She also saw a tall, black figure. The family is deeply shaken by this incident and is asking for advice from people who understand these things. What should they do in this situation? Two cheerful girls were heading home late at night after a party when they encountered something truly frightening and potentially dangerous on the road.
In this last video, a man from Poland is walking through a secluded forest when he finds an abandoned house. However, there's something about this place that doesn't seem right. Oddly, for some reason, the owners of this house had left most of their stuff behind. It's as if they had left in a hurry. Not sure as to why there were still things inside, the man walks around with caution, thinking that someone might still be there. But as he checks out the place, things take a terrifying turn. Watch. Out of nowhere, the house comes alive. Things move on their own, and a musical box begins to play by itself. Although we don't know the property owners' names, their pictures can be found throughout the house. But whoever they were, they must have left the place at once for obvious reasons. It's unknown where this house is located, but given what happened in this video, there's no need for an address. Whether actually haunted or not, the setting of this place is creepy alone. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this one.
This is why you always lock your doors. A disturbing set of videos were uploaded by user Savior of a girl who just moved to Ohio with a friend. In the videos, everything seems to be normal at first, other than a few odd noises around the house. But it wasn't until she's showing her mother the kitchen area that the lights turn off and things take a dark turn.
I think it's back. Wait. There's someone on the back porch.
No further videos have been uploaded since 2020, so it remains a mystery. Just what exactly is going on here?
This is the home security camera footage of the Krysalik family. The camera is shown sitting on the kitchen counter as the youngest daughter sits on the couch in the background watching TV. Suddenly, a voice begins talking over the speaker.
What you watching? Hey, what show is that? I've seen that show before. What season, ya? Hello?
The girl either doesn't hear the voice or chooses not to respond to it. That's when the dad, Adam, walks in the room, unaware he's being watched. The voice continues, and his head jolts towards the TV. When he realizes it wasn't coming from the TV, he pulls out his phone. That's when he remembers the Ring camera.
Hello? What are you eating? You hungry? What? Hello?
Powering off. Hello. This is Ring.
Who is it? Who is this?
The voice attempts to imitate some sort of robotic Ring text-to-speech voice. However, Adam knows his account's been hacked. He disabled the camera and contacted Ring about the incident. The company responded saying an unidentified phone had logged into the Ring account. They tried to trace it back to a source, but were unable to. They basically told him there was nothing they could do but have him change his password and set up two-factor authentication for his account. A couple in Georgia had installed a home security camera in their bedroom so they could keep an eye on their dog while they were away at work. One night, right after the woman had put the dog in his crate for the night, she heard a cough over the camera's speaker. Laying in bed, she looks over at it and sees the blue light turn on, which indicates someone was watching the live feed. She texts her boyfriend, who was at work, and asks him why he had the feed open. Seconds later, she gets a text back, asking what she was talking about. Just then, a voice comes over the speaker.
Wake up! Hello, Dougie, come here, Dougie! Hello? Excuse me. I can see you in the bed, come on, wake us up.
Shortly after, she took the batteries out of the camera. The couple says they later found out that someone had hacked into their Ring account at least 4 times. They filed a police report, but nothing ever came of it. This is the home security camera footage of the Krysalik family. The camera is shown sitting on the kitchen counter as the youngest daughter sits on the couch in the background watching TV. Suddenly, a voice begins talking over the speaker.
What you watching? Hey, what show is that? I've seen that show before. What season, y'all? Hello?
The girl either doesn't hear the voice or chooses not to respond to it. That's when the dad, Adam, walks in the room, unaware he's being watched. The voice continues, and his head jolts towards the TV. When he realizes it wasn't coming from the TV, he pulls out his phone. That's when he remembers the Ring camera.
Hello? What are you eating? You hungry? What?
Powering off. Hello. This is Ring.
Who is this? Who is this?
The voice attempts to imitate some sort of robotic Ring text-to-speech voice. However, Adam knows his account's been hacked. He disabled the camera and contacted Ring about the incident. The company responded saying an unidentified phone had logged into the Ring account. They tried to trace it back to a source, but were unable to. They basically told him there was nothing they could do but have him change his password and set up two-factor authentication for his account. A couple in Georgia had installed a home security camera in their bedroom so they could keep an eye on their dog while they were away at work. One night, right after the woman had put the dog in his crate for the night, she heard a cough over the camera's speaker. Laying in bed, she looks over at it and sees the blue light turn on, which indicates someone was watching the live feed. She texts her boyfriend who was at work and asks him why he had the feed open. Seconds later, she gets a text back asking what she was talking about. Just then, a voice comes over the speaker.
Wake up! Hello, Doggy, 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 come here, Doggy!
Hello?
Excuse me. I can see you in the bed, come on, wake the f*** up.
Shortly after, she took the batteries out of the camera. The couple says they later found out that someone had hacked into their Ring account at least 4 times. They filed a police report, but nothing ever came of it.
Three friends are alone at home when one friend decides to call their mom after something scary had occurred.
I should be home in about 10 minutes. I need you to stay calm though, okay?
Okay, alright.
So calm, quiet, keep the door locked. Alright, do not go out of the room whatsoever.
All three friends are locked up in this room, and for good reason. Earlier, they heard a loud crash from downstairs and other noises emanating from all over the house. They had thought someone had broken in, which is why the police were called.
Was it sound glass? Was it metal? What does it sound?
I think it was just like a big thud and then...
You heard it better.
Yeah.
Now this is where things start to get strange, because apparently, after searching the whole place, the police found no signs of forced entry or any clues to suggest that someone broke into the house. With no indications of any trespassers, the police leave the property. However, after watching the footage recorded by one of the friends, the teens noticed something very alarming. Before the police arrived, all three friends decided to investigate the noises and presumably take matters into their own hands if needed. But during this time, something happens that prompts the friend who lives in this house to grab his dog and pack his things. They were spooked, to say the least. This is what they caught.
Okay, it's fine, okay.
There, the camera.
Okay.
Alright, I'll see you soon. I love you.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
the friends had noticed something moving in the dark. Although we don't see it on camera, something else is seen that none of the friends had noticed until watching this video much later. In case you missed it, this is what was caught. Eerily, something can be seen moving behind the railing. In a swift motion, this mysterious object passes by without making a sound. It almost seems to be floating, given how it seemingly glides. But by far, the creepiest thing about this is that a face can be made out. It's hard to see at first, but watching this again, certain features that a face would have can be seen briefly. Its uncanny motion and closeness to the ground have led the group to believe that a ghost was caught on camera. To them, it looks as though a floating head had passed by. If only they had seen this before the police arrived. As they state, who knows what they would have said about this. While the supposed shadowy figure they saw was enough to scare them, this would have definitely scared the living daylights out of them. Now, up until now, there haven't been any updates. But until then, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Two girls are alone in their house when one of them sees something in the doorway. Pause the video and you can see it's clearly the upper half of a young girl who is dressed in old-fashioned clothes from another time period. She is floating in midair as she curiously peeks in on the two children to see what they are doing. One of the girls still doesn't see the ghost. She shouts at something that's on television and accidentally startles the ghost away. The girl with the camera follows the ghost as it retreats. The ghost instantly teleports and now stares at them from the top of the steps. The scared girls run out of the house screaming. They stop only for a second to turn around from the street. They can see the ghost girl walking across the left window on the top floor. It vanishes and then suddenly appears on the bottom floor in less than a second. They scream even louder and take off again. Number 2. Stay out of the attic. Back in 2008, a man started to notice some strange activities around his house. He would often come home from work to find his dogs cowering under the bed, too afraid to come out. One of his dogs would only come out from under the bed for a brief 10 seconds at most before going straight back into hiding. Something was intimidating these large dogs badly. The owner starts to hear banging noises coming from all over his house. He begins to look around. He eventually traces the noise to his attic and goes upstairs with a camera for a closer look. Everything is completely trashed. Boxes are overturned and clothing is scattered everywhere. Something has violently flung all of his personal possessions all around. As soon as he goes back downstairs, he hears another huge bang and runs right back up the steps. He puts the camera down and searches the empty attic for clues. A nearby metal bucket falls over and he runs out of the room before he gets hurt. Another object hits the ground on its own and the camera moves to the right on its own too. The homeowner was too scared to look at the footage. He waited a week before going back upstairs to get his camera. By now, he is understandably quite paranoid. He begins recording everything he does in his home, and it isn't long before he has more paranormal evidence. One day, his radio turns to static and a spirit orb rushes out the window. Later, someone violently jiggles the doorknob to the door that leads to the attic. The door opens and shuts by itself. The radio goes back to normal soon after. Things look to be going back to normal for a second, but then a paper towel roll suddenly flies up from the table to the couch, and the radio starts making more sounds again. The video recording starts to get fuzzy too, as if a ghost is causing electrical disturbances by passing by. Both of his dogs begin to look in the same spot as if they are following something. Whatever it was, the man was never able to physically catch it on film. He was only able to record its strange and oftentimes violent behaviors. Number 1. Ghoul School. This footage comes from somewhere in the Middle East. A group of teenagers are curiously exploring an old school. They go up a flight of steps and pause when they hear a dog whining on the other side of the door. They all run down the steps and gather at the bottom. They're afraid of being attacked by a group of stray dogs now, but they decide to press on and explore the lower areas. The group finds bravery in their numbers and begins to joke and laugh again as they make their way down a long hallway. They open a door and find graffiti on the wall. Other people had been here before them. Maybe this place isn't so bad after all. The teens grow a little more nervous as they continue to poke around. They are laughing less and starting to go silent. Something just isn't right about this section of the building. A YouTuber named Zabin Jaguar translated their comments. He says at this point one of the teens say that their phone shut itself off even though it was fully charged only a moment ago. Another person was able to keep recording, though they probably now wish they hadn't. They enter one classroom in particular and get a dreadful feeling. Suddenly a figure actually appears out of thin air and walks towards them. The ghost is missing his head, but there's somehow no blood. A loud chanting begins as soon as the ghost walks towards them, but this may be prayers from a nearby mosque. Amazingly, the group all appears to have missed the ghost, which explains why they calmly continue to keep exploring. They wouldn't see the apparition until much later, but when they did, they would never forget what was heading straight towards them in that room.
Lock the door! Lock the door!
I'm not even kidding. I literally thought it was you. I saw someone in the window of the kitchen. Like,
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Great. His light is on?
And the freaking.
It starts like any other night, two friends recording, laughing at strange noises in the dark. But the laughter cuts short when one of them freezes and whispers, "I'm dead serious. I just saw someone in this room."
No, Gracie, his light's on?
Yes.
I turned it off. No.
I can't. I literally can't call the cops. Dead serious. Like, that's how serious I am.
No, the light, like one of the lights is on. I don't remember which one.
One whispers, "Don't move." Seconds later, something scrapes across the floor. The camera shakes as they both panic, one saying to run, the other refusing to leave. A door slams, a muffled scream, and then silence. Their fear is real, their voices cracking with terror. Whatever's inside the house, it's closer than they think. Then, chaos. Heavy footsteps, shouting. You can hear someone yelling from downstairs. The girls freeze, realizing this isn't a prank or a misunderstanding. The sound of boots hits the stairs, real police commands echoing through the house. What happens next was caught by accident.
We're right here. Please.
Come down, come on, let's go, hands up, who are you? The officers' voices are panicked. Something unexpected is unfolding. The girls stay quiet, frozen in fear. The video cuts out before we see who they were talking to.
Just go, run. Stop, don't do that. I will save happy person.
The clip ends abruptly. No reveal, no intruder shown. But some viewers claim they saw a reflection in the kitchen window, a figure standing behind the girls. Police confirmed someone was in the house, but never said who.
On December 7th of 2025, a father named Steven uploads a video showing security footage of his bedroom. What concerns him about this video is the fact that his daughter often plays here alone, and something else. As of recent, he and his family have been keeping their distance from this room, and it has to do with a video recording that Steven took of their bedroom door. According to Steven, he was alone in his room when he saw the door moving on its own. In stuttering movements, the door opens and halts by itself before suddenly closing shut. But just before it closes, the lights go out. Now what makes this really unsettling is that we don't just hear the lights going off, but eerily, we see it too. It's the sudden flip of the switch followed by the closing door that makes Steven think this wasn't some random incident caused by a draft or anything like that, but rather by something else. If no one by the doorway had flipped the switch, then what did? Now after watching this video, one can see why Steven doesn't like being alone here. However, this wouldn't be the only footage to convince many that something weird is going on with this bedroom. In another video taken before this, Steven noticed something that he hadn't seen at first. One night, while Steven was playing with his daughter, he captures this.
Okay. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. That one hurt. Okay, you want me to make buckets now?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna catch it.
Oh, you want to catch it and then put it?
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it.
Oh, you want to catch it and then put it?
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Yay! Yeah!
Steven didn't notice it at first, but for a split second, one of the slats opens up before closing immediately. Only a single slat raises up momentarily, just enough to suggest that someone was peeking through. But that wouldn't be possible, because according to Steven, this room is on the second floor.
There's no possible way somebody can just come up here and move the blinds.
It's because of this fact that makes what happens next that much more unsettling. Take a look.
Yeah! Yay! Yeah! You want the small one?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, oh.
This is too small.
Sorry. It's too small, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it. No, almost. I mean, you hit SpongeBob though. Yay! Last one. 3.
Now, as if things couldn't get any creepier, Steven points out something that makes this whole occurrence even more terrifying.
I just want to bring up security footage, POV from when it happened. I'm just gonna zoom in and you just tell me what you see.
Oh, you got it.
There are no fingers. There are no fingers in the middle of this. Nobody's moving the blinds.
It's already strange enough that the room is on the second floor. Not sure what exactly was at the window or what had switched off the lights in his most recent video, Steven can't help but think that something paranormal had taken place. Both he and his family continue to share stories of creepy experiences they've had in this room, but so far, no new footage of anything strange has been captured. Like most videos, this one remains a mystery. On March 4th of 2026, at around 11 p.m., Destiny K is fast asleep when suddenly something unexpected wakes her up out of bed. Destiny didn't know it at the moment, but her house was struck by lightning. However, this wouldn't be the only thing she wasn't aware of, because on the same night of this incident, something rather creepy was recorded on camera. During the time that lightning struck her house, something happens inside her room.
Okay. So that's me in bed. There's a TV. Look in this general area, okay? This corner of the room. And tell me if you see what I see. The lightning strikes. Look in this bottom right corner. Wait for it. There. Turn the brightness up.
Now I'll play the video in slow-mo so you can see it better, but keep in mind that the sound you hear in this video isn't scary music that was added to the footage. The sound is naturally what you hear when you play it at 10% speed. The following is what was caught.
Do you see that? Tell me that doesn't look like a person sitting on the floor in my bedroom. And then they're gone. And then it's just gone. With this thing. Keep in mind that
Although Destiny can't figure out what exactly was caught here, she can definitely see an outline of a body. The image isn't exactly the clearest, but there's no doubting that something which wasn't there initially suddenly appears before disappearing in a flash.
So over here is where I capture the footage. I like do not want to go over there, so I'm kind of staying over here. I haven't really sort of crossed this way. I sort of exit out the other door. Basically I saw the flash.
Now, little did she know that this wouldn't be the only thing she recorded on camera, because something else was captured inside her home on the same night of this incident.
Literally half the power in this house is out. Half of the house is out.
Over at her living room, her security camera recorded the fire department arriving to her house. They were there to check for any fire hazards caused by the lightning strike, but during their inspection, something very strange happens.
This is all captured on like a security camera that's battery operated, and thank God we had that. Pay attention to this firefighter right here. He keeps looking over at the couch again and again, like as if someone's sitting there and there's not. And this is when it really gets weird.
According to the firemen, they'd sworn they'd seen someone sitting down on this couch. Watch closely.
Really? Yeah. Well, invited is right now. Invited is a strong word. I had to say it. Part of my life. My house is sweet. 7, 2, 8, something.
On the same sofa where they thought they saw someone sitting, this happens. An imprint on the back cushion begins to rise, almost as though someone had gotten off the couch. Now, of course, it's quite likely that the firefighter was merely leaning on the sofa, causing the cushion to pop back into place after getting off. But here's where things start to get truly creepy. If it's likely the case that the fireman was responsible for the rising cushion, then how does one explain this? On the same recording, just a few minutes before checking this panel, a fireman shines his light on the couch and shows this.
You know what, actually, I knew you did. That's everyone's the very corner of the dark and the light and wall. There you go. Oh, alright, else. All I need are pins.
No one was leaning on the couch this time, let alone being close to the sofa, yet somehow, an imprint begins to clear up, as though someone had stood up from sitting down. Like someone disturbed by the light, they move away. Now, none of the firemen had noticed the shifting imprint, and neither had Destiny, until she went through all the recordings to see if anything else happened on this night. But while scrubbing through all the videos, she found something else that she didn't even notice at first, and it's something that you might have missed too while watching these clips. Early on, when the fireman kept looking at this couch as if seeing someone sitting there, this happens.
I didn't even know. House. Number 4. No, not that I mean, we've got like city blackouts. Not towers, so. Situation.
Whatever it was that the fireman kept seeing on this couch must have been so unsettling that he couldn't stop glancing over. Perhaps he was trying to make sense of what he was seeing, but it didn't help, because looking this way only made things more baffling. Somehow, a candle that was burning bright goes out all of a sudden. Then later, another candle extinguishes. The two candles, combined with the fact that both firemen thought they saw someone sitting on the couch, makes this whole occurrence unsettling. With everything that occurred that night, it's no wonder why she can't help but think that a ghost or some paranormal thing was caught on camera. But like with most of these videos, it's never certain as to what was captured. Currently, there haven't been any updates on the situation, but until then, this one has yet to be explained. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Do not watch this video at night, this will freak you out. In the photo behind me is a man named Cody, and while he was home by himself, he was starting to experience some very odd things. He was hearing noises, and it was pretty clear that he thought someone was in the house. And by the way, the footage that I'm about to show you was recorded by him. When he walked over to the bathroom, the lights were flickering. But not only were the lights flickering, but the faucet was on, so he turned the faucet off and left. At this point, Cody got pretty freaked out, so he went outside and called his wife and let her know what was happening. His wife insisted that he would stay outside, however, Cody decided to go back in and do some more filming. When he went back inside, the entire kitchen was a complete mess. Cupboards were open and things were thrown around as seen in this photo, and this right here is the clip of him first walking in. When Cody watched this clip back, he saw something absolutely terrifying in one of the frames. This is the still frame. Can you see it? This is what he saw looking out from the corner of his daughter's bedroom door. If I were Cody, I'd be selling my house and moving out immediately.
A security camera was recording inside the house during the early hours of the morning. Everyone was asleep. The kitchen is empty, dark, silent. Then, movement. A shadow appears near the refrigerator. Not a reflection, not light from outside. It slowly moves across the kitchen floor. No footsteps, no sound. The figure pauses near the hallway, as if deciding where to go next. Minutes later, another camera captures something even more disturbing. Inside the bedroom doorway, the same dark shape appears, standing there, watching. It doesn't enter fully, it doesn't rush, it just lingers in the doorway. Then suddenly it disappears. No doors open. No one wakes up. The house remains still. Some believe entities wander at night, moving through familiar spaces. So ask yourself, if that shadow walked from the kitchen to the bedroom, what was it looking for? Watch the footage carefully because sometimes they move while we sleep.